Welcome to AltJake Takes On. Hello again, everybody. We are back. I am AltJake. You're listening to AltJake Takes On, episode number 37. Here with my buddy George, as always. How you doing today, my friend?
37, right my age, exactly.
Right. Yeah. Nope. I'll have my my 37th birthday in June. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Sounds good to me.
100 times. With less back pain. No, it's been an interesting week, I guess. I mean, with some stuff, we had our Dynamite review last night live on YouTube. If you haven't caught those, we go
slowly growing, folks.
Yeah,
slowly growing.
8:45 p.m. Eastern, right here on this YouTube channel. We're starting to get more people in the chat. We're seeing some regulars. We're seeing some new people. We're very interactive. We have a lot of fun with it. Also,
you know what the important thing about that is, though?
Yeah,
the important thing is the new people are saying they're going to get some new people that come with them. So next week,
I was going to say
more people. You know how this works.
Yeah, no, and it's not like it's been a person showing up, leave some comments, and then like, I'm not going back to that. People have enjoyed it, and yeah, bring more people in, get more people involved. And obviously, yeah, that was like our 7th live episode, so we're still new and growing with it. It's being more interactive. I think we've got a good pace with it, as long as Tony Khan gives us a live to review first. They're the perfect
something, man.
Yeah, well, they're the perfect intro into the show, and just to kind of kick it off and get you in a good mood. Especially
my whole mood for the show determines if Tony does something prior or not. You've seen me when he does and when he doesn't. I'm totally different.
Yeah. Well, it's like the first time we did it, we were like, no, this is a great plan. We're going to do this moving forward. The next week, no live. God damn it, Tony. No, but it's really a great way for us to start, to get into a good mood to go to the show, especially when they have a show like they did this week, where, I mean, it was kind of a nothing burger for a lot of shows this week, but that one specifically was rough. But I did want to also just make a mention too for folks. We are no longer only YouTube exclusive. I have put the effort in. Excuse me. Thanks to shout out to Cleric of Chaos for walking me through the process of what I need to do to get all of our audio onto, as far as I know, all podcast platforms, whether it's StreamYard, what is it? There's Spotify, Apple, Amazon. I've tried to get us on what is it? iHeartRadio, Castbox, Podcast Addict, Podchaser. But if there's one that you guys are on that you can't find us on, let me know. Shoot me a DM.
Yeah, there's one that you can't find us. Get one that you can fucking
right. I was gonna say, I feel like most of the ones, that's why I went with Spreaker to go through them, because when they said here's what they stream it to, I'm like, well, those are the only ones I know. I don't think you give me another name that I don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, and if you just search for AltJake Takes On, or I put the link in all of our descriptions too for the RSS feed. But yeah, we are now on all audio platforms as well, so you can take AltJake and George on the road with you if you want to. I was gonna say, please don't put me in the bitch back seat where I got big legs. I don't want to be able to. But that was cool. I was happy to be able to do that, and thanks again to Cleric of Chaos for helping me out with that.
Yeah, Thursday shows are a blast.
Yeah. And I'm putting everything up on there too. It's not just the recorded stuff for these. I'm putting up all of the classic
Sunday
match
show
reviews, all the Sunday Night Spaces recordings. It's all up there. The live show recordings of it. I figure I might as well just put it all up there in case anybody wants to find it and laugh with us and enjoy some of the conversations we've had. All of our stuff with Howard Baum's on there, and Steve Generelli, and the Kevin Apollo conversation, the AEW disciplinary committee, both episodes with Alpha Wrestling. Yeah, everything's there's a lot of good content we've done here in this 9 months we've been doing. Right. Jesus. Goes quick. What else you want to
Sunday Night Spaces this week? Sunday Night Spaces this week, 8:05.
Yeah,
I had plans on. So my plans were, I can't come up with anything, so let's just open it up. And I'm like, well, pick a topic and we'll see if we can discuss topics,
Yeah,
like sort of thing. Well, as luck would hold it, Awful Wrestling will be joining us.
Oh,
which I just found out like 2 seconds. I'm looking at my phone as I'm talking to you at the same time. I'm drawing this out for a reason, because I'm really waiting for an answer.
That's great. What's so funny is
he's gonna be on. Yeah, he's okay. He's in.
Yes. This is great. What's so funny is when I was putting stuff in, I was kind of looking through what we've done. I wrote down a few names of people like, hey, we could have some folks back. We could repeat some guests with it. And Awful was high on the list because both of his because his he came in with us. He was like our first real scheduled guest when we were like 3-4 weeks into it, and then came back in the summer. We were much more comfortable with what we're doing and talking about music and everything. And now we can talk about not only Dooney Talk Wrestling with him, but him and Dis's show, Dis is Awful, which has been one of the fun late night experiences on YouTube. With
we promoted it last night and it wasn't there.
I meant to send him a message because I realized like a half hour after they should have started. I'm like, oh, did I miss it? Because usually I get notification, but no. I mean, I get it too. Like I know. I mean, Dis has kids, and Awful's does he have grandkids yet, or is he close to it? I don't know, but.
I'm happy that I got that. I was kind of stalling there for a little while. If you didn't,
that's great. No, that's great because I was. I mean, we could talk. Obviously, we'll talk about SmackDown's like the one show we can cover on those, but there hasn't been a lot of news this week in wrestling. I was kind of looking for.
I'm gonna stay outside of wrestling for a minute. I got a couple things.
We could always.
I saw this today, and I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to be. The Michael Jackson biopic looks interesting to me.
I didn't realize there was a preview for it.
The trailer looked pretty good.
No shit. I didn't realize there was a preview out for it. No,
yeah, it just came out like yesterday or today.
Okay. No, I knew
it's really cool.
I knew there was some controversy when it was being made, but I remember seeing like everything that I saw seemed like they were going to be trying to make the story like as best they can with it, where you've got to cover some of the
I think his cousin's playing him.
Oh, okay. Is it? Oh, wow.
I think.
All right.
No, a relative is playing him.
Yeah, no, it's supposed to come out sometime next year for it.
No, next year. Opens in theaters shortly, dude.
It says April 24th, 2026. Michael is what it's called.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Cool.
Yeah, April. Yeah, that's what I've just got on Wikipedia. Yeah. This definitely could be. No, you're right. Jafar Jackson is playing Michael Jackson. Yep. Good. Yep, I was looking he's Jermaine's son. So
yeah, you have to remember when I give information, I'm giving information on stuff I remember. Might not be 100% true. That's where Jake comes in and backs it up. So
able to pull it off. That was and Jermaine's son too. So like one of the Jackson 5. Oh, and Coleman Domingo's in it. He's a really good actor. Oh shit!
Yeah, the trailer looked awesome. I gotta be honest. I'm not
all right. No. I mean, well, and I mean, it's $155 million budget. So, I mean, they've obviously put some time, effort, investment into it. And I mean, as somebody, I mean, there's pictures of me as like a 5 or 6 year old wearing like one white glove because I was born in the 80s. Like Michael Jackson was the ultimate musician to me growing up, especially. I mean, literally, I was born the year Thriller came out. Like, that's all I get. Like, I grew up on. My wife and I saw the Broadway show about Michael Jackson. We the tour came through here last year, the year before. We went and saw it. It was pretty good.
As someone that was an 80s metalhead, you were kind of ashamed to say you were a Michael Jackson fan. However, when Eddie Van Halen played guitar on one of his songs, that's when we all became like, okay, he's cool.
And I mean, it's one of those things too, where I mean, like talent's talent, you know, like you can't really deny where that is.
You take away all the other stuff, you're fine.
Right. And that's over there, and that's a whole separate issue of it. And it definitely is part of it. But it's also, I mean, I'm not making excuses by any means, but when you grew up the way he did, like it's not surprising, I guess, is the way. It's not.
There's allegations of his father.
Oh God,
bad things. Like I'm not talking to beatings either. I'm talking bad things. So.
Right, like there was a reason why his voice didn't change or didn't drop.
There's crazy. Career.
But yeah, I had heard of the movie. I didn't realize that it was coming out so soon. Yeah, no, I will definitely want to see that.
Given this, this is just me just thinking off the top of my head. Michael Jackson and Taylor Swift, who's bigger?
I mean,
overall, not like today.
Obviously. Yeah, no, and I mean, just because of the breadth of career, I'll say Michael at this point, but that's because it's a longer career, and you can, it's one of those things where like we look at it as those things are classic and iconic, and I feel like hers will get there. It's just because I mean, with her fan base now, that she probably technically has more fans than he did because the world it's a smaller world with the internet and there's more people on it. So I think
you hear what she did for Christmas bonuses last year
with like the $100,000 thing.
Yeah, ain't that cool?
Yeah, no, my wife's a big Swiftie. My wife's a big Taylor Swift
That was
fan.
impressive. I saw that and I was like, oh, that's kind
a
of
lot
nice.
of it's because of who she is as a person. Like it's one of those things where there's a little bit. Sometimes we need with billionaires where you get like Jeff Bezos like renting out Venice so he can have a wedding, and it's like, do you really need to do that with your money? Like, we're not saying we've got to be like a completely crazy socialist society, but what she does, help people out, making things better with it. And and a lot of it too, where every time she was in a city that she was touring in, like it's kind of like almost like WrestleMania or WWE PLE, so that it was gonna like boost the local economy. I know the Eras tour actually started here in Arizona, and I took my wife. She went to the first night of it, and I remember dropping her off early for the concert, and there was people out, and the whole area had everything around for
it's
it.
not like she just comes in for a night either. She sells out a stadium for 4 or 5 nights in a row. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah. It's not like you're playing the arena 2-3 nights either. Yeah, it's the football. That's where the Cardinals play. Yeah, no, and I mean, she did it everywhere in the States. There was very international parts of it too. One of my wife's best friends that she grew up with lives in New Orleans, and she was able to go out to the show out there too. And there's a reason why she's as popular as she is.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, I think at this exact moment on, November 7th, 2025, I'll still say Michael, but November 7th, 2030, 2040, definitely 2050, she's going to overtake. Yeah,
definitely.
For sure. Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. And now we're heading into the second Monday night coming up where YouTube TV and ESPN do not have a deal. And from what I briefly saw, they're not even close. Everyone thought last week, like when Monday Night Football was coming up, that they would have it settled by then, because Monday Night Football is obviously a big deal,
and a lot of people complain. Yeah,
and I don't think that's gonna it's gonna go a while. I have a strange feeling. And also, when it does come up, WWE will be involved, I'm sure, with YouTube.
Right? No, that's crazy. I didn't realize that.
At last read, they weren't close, but that can all change in a second.
Right. Somebody has to budge. Like somebody has to. Yeah, no, ESPN, YouTube TV negotiations. It's all. I just did a quick Google. I just typed in ESPN, and literally the first selection was YouTube TV negotiations.
Yeah, I just see things and I look at it real quick and take it in. I'll make a quick
yeah. No, I know that. And I mean, it's obviously.
I know they're not close.
There's other elements of it too that are involved, obviously, with the ESPN, other sports, and it's obviously, I'm sure ABC's involved too. But you would think, like you nailed it. Monday Night Football you would think would be the deal breaker. I remember years ago. This is before I met my wife, and we met in 2015. 14, whatever. But I know that it was when I first was living in the condo that we live in. It was whatever. I think at DirecTV they were having an issue with Viacom, which was CBS, and it was the NCAA March Madness tournament that we got it back. Like literally, like I don't even think they made it through the first weekend. I think we missed the first 2 days, which are my 2 favorite days in all of sports because it's games from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. But like they got it back because of the sports brought it back. Right. It wasn't your whatever NCIS or CSI show that was on CBS that I'm sure people watch, but not sports is usually that point of like no. And I would have thought, especially to the Monday Night Football game. I mean, it was the Cowboys were in the game. I know it was the Cardinals too, but the Cowboys are usually. And wasn't there 2 games?
No, not this one.
Oh, was that not that one?
I think they're done with that for this year.
Yeah,
I hope.
I would, if I was the ESPN, I would, if they were somehow able to flex it and make it happen. We'll do 2 games now. Get people really pissed.
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
It's interesting to see what's going to happen because, like I said, they're not close. So somebody's playing big boy and someone's not.
Oh yeah, and somebody's got to blink. It's the.
So that kind of indirectly leads me to my next little topic. I know that Nielsen now with the ratings, everyone's always had their point of view and what's going on. I've been able. This is me. And assuming what I'm assuming and how I figure things out, they've broadened the pool. Like they've made it much bigger. Nielsen's before was just like, let's just say a house, 10 people.
Right. They're extrapolating less.
Let's use 10 as an example. Nielsen was using 10. Now they're using 1 million.
Right.
So now like NXT did 528.
Right. Oh yeah.
With nothing. This is And no other sport and it kind of makes sense. I'm stuttering. I'm sorry.
You're good.
It kind of makes sense to me because your major sports fans, football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, basically in the US.
Right. Yeah, I'd say that.
And
Yeah.
wrestling might be in that group, but they're not going to top any of the top sports. I don't think, I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're I mean, yeah, I mean, golf and NASCAR are in there too with it, but it's one of those things where the amount of having to watch it live, and especially watching it live through television, wrestling's in this weird space where it doesn't need that technically. Like the biggest example I can give you is for me when I live in the one state that doesn't do daylight savings time half the year, not even half the year, like over half the year I'm in Pacific time, less than half the year I'm in Mountain time. So that means Raw starts for me when I'm in Pacific time at 5 p.m. That's too early for me a lot of times, and I'll start it a half hour to an hour later. But there's plenty of people that will watch it much later or whatever, and that's just with me within it. But you don't have to watch live. Like you wouldn't do that with the sporting event. Is my point. Like when the World Series starts at 4,
you're watching.
I'm gonna turn it on. Like when I can turn on the TV, I'm turning it on. Like let's say I turn on the TV at 5:35. I'm not going back to 4 o'clock and okay, it's 5:35. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. I'm starting the game here. It's kind of like Game 7 with Saturday night's main event. I was keeping an eye on the score on my phone, but I was watching Saturday night's main event. But the moment it ended, I went over to the World Series, watched the rest of the game. But that's because sports, you watch it live in the moment. You don't go back. Like you can't.
Oh, it's kind of cool with nowadays, especially with the streaming services. Like especially, I have YouTube TV, so I use that as an example.
Yeah.
When you click on, like, if I tune in at like 12:30 for a 12 o'clock Bills game here, it asks me if I want to join it live or start at the beginning, or watch the key plays and lead up to where I'm at. That's nice option.
The key plays is really nice because that happens to me with when I tune into Raw because this past Monday I actually was able to tune in right at 6 because it's on at 6 for me now. But usually I would turn it on at like 5:30, 5:45, and do you want to watch live or play from the beginning? Soccer on Peacock and Paramount does that too because the games are on at 5, 6, 7 in the morning, and I'll get up at and it just depends on how you're watching. But with sports, sports is a live must-see thing, and honestly too, you hate to say it, but there's a lot of amount of probably a decent large amount even of wrestling fans even that probably do like VPNs or Amazon Fire Sticks that are, what do they call them, jailbroke or whatever, where you can watch them like not so legally of it. I mean, obviously Raw's not affected by it because Netflix, but I'm talking like NXT and SmackDown ratings. I'm wondering because I saw the
SmackDown was bad. SmackDown was terrible last week. Now,
right? Well, it was
Dynamite's going to be a shit too. Shitstorm.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm curious is what the Dynamite ratings will be when those come out because, well, I mean, SmackDown was on Halloween. That wasn't a surprise. Halloween, and also too, SmackDown on the Friday night always is kind of iffy. And I don't see the Dynamite numbers yet, but NXT was what 528.
They won't be up yet.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Oh yeah, right. No, I thought it was I think it's usually some point on Friday because it's 2 days, but it's usually Friday evening. I
just saw NXT's went up a little while ago. Not a little while ago. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it was today, and I thought it would. And usually, I thought it would have been yesterday because
I would think
it's 2 full
days. Based on what we saw last time, that they're going to be closer together than they were. I think, like NXT to 528. I would think Dynamite's probably in the 450 to 475 range.
See, now there's my question. I'm wondering if it'll be closer to 4. Like, are they going to be over or under 100 within 100,000? Like, did they do 420? Did they do 450 or did they do?
No, they'll be in that. They weren't last time NXT did the 575 or whatever. Dynamite was relatively better than I thought. Remember, they were 100,000.
Yeah.
We were guessing 100,000 less, and it ended up being not. So.
Yeah, or in that range of it. Yeah, no, you're right. No, it's always. And last week also too did have the World Series and basketball and hockey like coming back. I know basketball and hockey are now playing in the seasons, but I feel like a lot of sports fans, especially with the sports like basketball, hockey, baseball that play a long season and multiple games a week. A lot of people watch the first couple of weeks and then the last couple of weeks in playoffs. They don't watch as religiously every game.
What's happened now? All the natural excuses are gone again. So whatever.
Yeah, no, and I was surprised NXT was as low as it was. I thought they would have been not super high. I thought they would have been
at least 600.
528. I would have thought between like 590 and 620 was where I would have ranged them. But
it's always interesting.
It really is. Now it's also interesting too, though, in the sense of with WWE specifically, and obviously you can't count with NXT, like the live houses, and then what did their YouTube and social numbers do? Because I know a lot of people, like I've got a couple of friends who don't have everything. You know what I mean? Like one of my buddies doesn't have access to SmackDown. You know what I mean? Another buddy, because of where he lives, he can't really get NXT because of the antenna situation that he's got. So, but both of them keep up with it through YouTube clips or Twitter.
A lot of younger kids do, that's for sure.
Yes. Yeah. And I was these are my friends that are my age or a little older, a little younger around there. But I was going to say, we're in our 40s we're in our 40s doing that. Everybody in their 20s or less is doing it that way. They don't even
know what a TV is.
I was just going to say that. They don't know what it is. No, we talk about, like to them, like, okay, so not the kids of my generation, but like the kids like a little bit past us. That's like what 8 tracks would have been to them. They have no, like it's a blind thing. What's that technology? We don't understand.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like the way of the VCR and everything with it. It's just,
And then I got my little last topic that we really never talk about, but I wanted to bring it up just for fun. I always get a kick out of, like, when you see a WWE picture, you'll see a picture, and then someone will post after that picture comes out, AEW sickos are going crazy. Okay. Does it? This is me at 60 years old, folks. Think about this. Is it worse to be the sicko and let them be by themselves, or is it bad just knowing what they're doing all the time and engaging with them?
I look at them a lot like, and I've said this before in this show, and I make a lot of Simpsons references, but it's that the treehouse of horror with the advertisements, they come to life. Just don't look. Don't pay them any attention because that's what they want, especially in that
once
situation.
You click on it, they've won that.
Yeah, exactly. Especially the ones like the sickos, like who is it? Like Real One or Air Gold. Like I'm sure there's a part of them that is like diehard AEW, but that's only because they're so anti WWE. And they're purposely posting stuff to fan the flames. Like I saw, and I've got a lot of them muted. And if I see reposts, I don't ever see the repost of them. What I'll see is like someone will take a screenshot and like of Air Gold's post of like, SmackDown did its lowest numbers ever and trying to post these things about it. And it's, they're literally just trying to rile people up. And if
you just let them stay in their own little community, they ain't going to bother nobody.
Yeah. Exactly. Let the sicko over there. Like
I see that, dude. I see it all the time, and I'm like, is it just me? Because I'm an old crudging bastard.
Well,
I see it as soon as that came out last week with Cody and everyone wearing the belts. 5 seconds later, AEW sickos are losing their minds right now. I'm like, who freaking cares? Just let it go.
It's not real outrage because they're just
not nothing
to get pissed about. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're just like, oh, we're mad about this, and then we'll get into it. We talk about Raw. They got mad at CM Punk for taking a victory lap that was similar to what the Bucks did after he got fired from AEW. Like it's just, like people are gonna get pissed. Sickos are gonna sicko no matter what.
And regular WWE fans have no idea what the hell it is.
None.
Zero.
None. No, and if you remember Punk when he first came back, he was trying to like make subtle jokes and subtle digs that if you knew what was going on, the lines were great and they landed and totally worked.
Live, the
problem was of the 10, like let's just say there's 15,000 people live. What? 1,500 maybe knew what it was? Maybe. Well, I mean, 1,500 people, if they make some sort of noise, it's like they're not going to make a lot of noise, especially when no one else around them does. It was
right.
It bombed out because they just don't care. I mean, remember that's when, what was it, back when AEW was like right after the All-Star game or whatever. Bam, you got it. Exactly. And they didn't remember because, they didn't. Oh, is this for Jericho's bit? I had no idea. They think guys are tired. I mean, even with Punk, we know that Punk was retired from WWE for 10 years, but only retired from wrestling for 7. A lot of people, when Punk came back at some Survivor Series 2 years ago, they thought that was his return to professional wrestling, period.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. I mean,
I like that world. That world's fun.
Yeah, no, it is. Although I will say, like, the initial Punk return and that first run till he got hurt really did work. Like, he was doing well. It was great. But that, like, the moment he got hurt and it all went to shit, like, it was just.
I told you one of my favorite moments in wrestling is seeing that Punk entrance with the production crew saying what was going on in the background and stuff.
Yes.
And they panned out. Oh, this is great. Get this shot. Get this shot.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, that was good stuff.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
that was great. No, that was that. And yeah, from the I've always given them credit for it. That was done perfectly. They could not have done that any better. Even Cornette was like, that's not how I would have done it, but y'all did it better than I would have. Like, they planned it out. And I'm sure that was a lot of Punk that he'd been thinking about for 7 years, you know, where they knew, don't say anything. It's Chicago. They'll hint to it with like Darby saying best in the world or whatever. But I mean, they sold that building out on a rumor and that they never said, and it worked. It was great.
Yep.
And it was all downhill from there.
Yeah.
But no,
I just wanted to get that out before we started because I realized the wrestling this week wasn't exactly too good. So I wanted
to. No, it was kind of a lot of. I mean, that was why we were happy that Tony had not 1 but 2 lives we could recover yesterday on our live show. Because, I mean, I even said it when we were talking about I use AEW's review page to go through Dynamite because they usually will post every little detail about every segment, and it's like 20 to 30 little sections you can click. It was like 11 less for Dynamite. Nobody cared. It was, but I mean, they treated it like a go home show because we've got Blood and Guts on April 12th or on November 12th. Are they doing is it going to be a longer show? Is it another one of those 2.5 hours, or are we just getting 2 hours with some run over?
I don't know. Hopefully Tony will explain it to us on Wednesday.
Please, God, and explain it to us 6 times in a 3.5 minute video.
That's perfectly fine by me. Just don't take 15 minutes, dude. I'm not going to waste 15 minutes. Just 3 or 4 is fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6 is about the limit you want to go, but I mean, if you're bringing Shivani involved,
so you're dealing with what you deal with here, folks. Is you deal with our weekly episodes, usually every Friday. Then we do Sunday Night Spaces on X on AltJake's account at 8:05 Eastern. And then on Thursdays, we will do our AEW Dynamite review live here on the channel. So there you go. And tell everyone, like, subscribe. You know how this works.
And we fall right into that spot where the SC Maniacs go on at 7 p.m. Eastern. We come in at 8:45 p.m. Eastern, and then This Is Awful go on. What do I do? 11 p.m. Eastern? Or they do 10, 11, right? Yeah, 10, 11.
Yeah, 11 Eastern. They try to.
Yeah, because they try to when they go on. But it's a good night. It's a fun Thursday night lineup, and you get, all three guys that were groups were similar. We're on the same page, but we approach things in different ways. But we also interact with each other. So it's a fun way to spend your Thursday night.
They're all different shows. They're all different. Like our shows are all different shows.
Yeah.
Thursday night's different than our weekly episode, and Sunday night is totally different than any other shows because we just kind of go with it on Sundays.
Yeah.
This Sunday, Mr. Awful Wrestling will be joining us.
That's good.
At 8:05 Eastern. Go to AltJake's Twitter account or X account, as we like to call it nowadays, and there we go.
Yeah, and I haven't done anything with the pages much yet, but I have got the pages at least set up for Facebook and Instagram, and TikTok of at AltJakeTakesOn. So at least that we have got this. So it's just one name you have to search. We're not like, one, because I know sometimes like Dark Side of the Ring, they're different on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah, they can't help that though. They tried.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's you're stuck with what you've got, which is why I picked the name that I did. So it was one that we could use across the board.
Please don't ever put me on TikTok.
Well, no, I don't even know if I'll ever do that with it. All it would be is for clips, but really for me, I feel like with where we're going for with our audience, really it's more Instagram that I feel like will be a good spot to put.
I'll take that over to you. I hear myself on TikTok. I might have to go check it out.
I mean, if there's an audience that'll grow from it, I'm happy for it. But also too, that's gonna take more work for me of editing into those smaller short clips. I have enough struggle getting beyond.
That's not our demo.
Yeah. Exactly. But at least I've set them up. But
yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
just start with the
dive into
proceeding?
Raw. Yeah. I mean, you had to start with CM Punk being able to celebrate his title win, especially with how it happened. You know, he didn't when he won the title at SummerSlam, he didn't really get to. Well, even not really. He lost it that same night, so he didn't get to celebrate.
Yeah,
So I
with his
thought
new
that was
cardigan sweater.
yeah.
Dude, if that was
Hey,
black, I'd buy that.
you know what?
I don't like wearing
color?
white. I don't like wearing white, but I would buy that if that were black with the red lettering on it. I'd be all over
Yeah,
that.
no, and it's got and then the next picture I got has the back of it too. Because no, it's a nice looking sweater. I'm sure it'll sell. That's a good Christmas sweater for WWEshop.com. I'm sure they do well. Shout out if they want to ever shoot us an affiliate link, we will happily promote that. But I thought this was a good. I mean, it was a good opening segment for Punk to kind of deliver his, message that he delivered. I mean, it was nice to see him celebrating. You know what I mean? Since we
Yeah,
didn't
he
get to see
deserves
it
it.
last time. We know this was kind of rushed. That probably wasn't thought of to happen until after WrestleMania, but I thought it was great. And then he gets interrupted by Logan Paul, which I thought was done very, very well. Because he just he wasn't expecting it. And I love when Punk gets interrupted by people he doesn't want to, like when it was Seth before. Just, oh, come on. No. Like when their music still
when
going.
when you're done, I'll tell you exactly what I thought at this time in the show.
Please.
Oh, okay. Right when this happened, I go, damn it, I smell a tag team match coming.
It seemed that way. Well, initially when his music first hit, the first thing I thought of was that he was going to take on Logan because he wants to show up Hangman. I mean, that's kind of what I mean. Like, it's kind of part of what he's doing, which I love.
Came out. Unfortunately, the way my mind always works, it's weird. I know what they've been doing lately, and I just had a feeling, the enemies are going to have a common, and the adversaries are going to have a common enemy, and that's basically.
Yeah, and that honestly is a good way of thinking, and that is how they usually do kind of things, especially with this. What is it? Can they coexist? I couldn't think of the phrase.
I was hoping I was going to be wrong. I really was.
Yeah, and I mean, because that is usually what they do. I mean, like, that's definitely where it goes. But especially and then the Vision come out, and I love the way they look, their setup. I mean, it's obviously they had to rush into this because of what happened to Seth Rollins, but it just fucking works. I love it. I really, really do. Like, there's nothing wrong. And then they come in and Logan bails out so they can attack Punk, but then Logan does the will he, won't he, comes running back in and then gets his ass kicked. Which, and that was, and this, when he first left, I thought he was just going to walk away and keep going. When he runs back to Punk, it's like, oh shit, maybe they will have him team up. And I mean, it was, I guess you could say, try to be a babyface. It would, even if they present him as a babyface, it would be a fake babyface. He's not.
Yeah, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, it just wouldn't work. And then they go and grab a chair, and then Punk comes running back in and beats the crap out of him, which was great. I enjoyed. I mean, it was a fun opening segment with it. Punk celebrates. He went. But I definitely thought it was going to end up with Logan teaming up with him too from that moment. That's the chagrin of CM Punk, because
I can understand why they didn't do that, because then you take away from the tsunami effect. You know what I mean?
Right. And it's nice that they didn't do the obvious thing that, I mean, obviously I thought initially, you thought initially, anybody who's been watching for a long enough time probably thought it initially. So it was nice that they didn't, is my point. Like, that's what I liked about it, because I mean, I was expecting that 100%. And as we get to the end of the show, they didn't do exactly what you thought you would do, which was good. I mean, everybody always complains about Triple H's booking when they want to complain about it, of it being too predictable or too, cookie cutter, by the book, whatever you want to say. And this wasn't, and that was cool.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I wouldn't say predictable or cookie cutter. I would just say it's very formulaic. Like, whatever happens in the first segment finishes off in the last segment, which is good. But in between, there's not. When Raw was really big back in the day, they would have Steve Austin in the beginning, okay? and then they would throw them on the next half an hour doing something backstage silly. Then they'd start off the next hour maybe with them. Then again, another 15, 20 minutes, you'd see him again causing havoc in their back.
Yeah.
And then he'd be in the main event. So that's
Yeah.
a constant thread. They don't do that much anymore.
Not as much. There are parts of it where they try to, but it isn't as much within it. You're right. But there's also the roster's twice the size too, so it makes it different. There is a part coming in that they do a little bit more with Punk backstage, which I like because it kind of keeps going. It keeps the storyline going through.
Yeah, the problem becomes the filler in the middle is not worth watching anymore. That's the problem for many people. Many people. Yeah. For many people, like I can watch the beginning and watch the end and pretty much have the show figured out.
Yeah, I thought, but there's a lot of the subtle stuff in certain backstage segments, like I really enjoy, like the stuff with the Judgment Day. I like the stuff with
the Judgment Day stuff backstage is goofy, but I like it, which is
right. Yeah, there's not every, but there is there are definitely parts that are skippable with it. Although I will feel like in the last 2 to 4 weeks, it has kind of tightened up with it, and I thought like not a lot happened in this episode per se, but I didn't think it was a bad episode of Raw. It moved the storyline forward, and there are stuff that is setting up well for Survivor Series. I'm still kind of curious as to what they're going to do with a couple of those things, but we'll kind of get into that too as we go along.
You are much more optimistic than I am, as you can tell by my last couple. We talked about it. My attitude has dropped a little bit, and that's fine.
Yeah, no,
it usually pick back up, but we'll see.
I mean, I want to be entertained by what I'm watching. Now, when I'm not entertained, I'm not, and I will say that with stuff. But at least with WWE, there's nothing as much like egregious with it. I'm not like as much where I'm just like, this is blatantly stupid, or I'm being treated like a child as much. But
no, I won't say that. I'll just say I'm blatantly bored.
Yeah, I get you.
That's where I'm at.
Parts of it that are like, because once we got into, and I mean that leads kind of into the women's tag match where they're having, Stephanie team up with Nikki, which I mean, obviously this is leading to Nikki eventually turning heel. Not obviously, but I assume that's where it's going. That would make the most sense. But I mean, there was nothing. But again, while that's not like the greatest story in the world, that you're going to get a good match out of these ones. Roxanne's great. Raquel's good. Stephanie's amazing. And Nikki held her own within it. It was a tag match. It was fine. I mean, there were some fun spots within it. They knocked out the moves. Stephanie got the devil's kiss. I didn't think this was nice. I mean, I realized Stephanie was as powerful as she is. Sometimes I'm not sure if there's anything she can't do. I mean, she's probably the best women's wrestler in the world right now. It's either her or Io. I don't know. I mean, just every match.
I wouldn't put Io in. Jesus.
I'm just, people love her bell to bell. I don't know. For me, it's Stephanie Vaquero. She's the best women's wrestler in the world. For me, I enjoy her work. She's getting better on promos. She's connected with the audience. But it all worked out too, to where Roxanne got the pin over Nikki, which made a lot of sense. I mean, Roxanne's the better wrestler. It's unfortunate to say for Nikki, but this Nikki return hasn't done anything for me, but I admitted it from the beginning. I was never that big into the Bellas. I feel bad when I say it, but
I don't feel bad.
It's an honest opinion. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I could feel bad or not. I'm not going to lie and give you a dishonest opinion. And that just is what it is.
Yeah, I had nothing to say on this match.
Yeah, I didn't think so. That's why
I was done.
Yeah, that's kind of why I just kind of.
And again, take into account what I've seen, what I've done, my age. This is not for me.
I've seen comments too where like, oh, he's trying to be Jim Cornette. I'm like, he's just big himself.
No, he's not.
Plus, too, here's the other thing. If you and I just sat here every episode and agreed on everything back and forth, that'd be some boring ass shit. That would not be we could have conversations, disagree on things, and talk about it. It's fine. Even if there's times we're like, hey, this is my opinion. Like, I don't agree with that, but I understand it's your opinion. I don't know. I feel like we'd be bored. Like, we don't need to be like, was it like pardon the interruption or talk radio screaming at each other? That's also boring. But
I could be a Mad Dog or so, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I could do the Mad Dog opening, but I don't have that. I don't have that in my voice.
You hurt yourself.
Exactly. And then so they were talking about the Cena was it the Last Time Is Now tournament where they pulled some. I like that where they're kind of doing some what is it, like the bingo tumbler with the balls in them and pulling people out for it. I'd be interested to see what this field looks like once they have it fully done, because
none of the first four we saw are going to win this thing, that's for sure.
I am very curious. I wonder who is going to win. And I mean, I feel like it's got to be either. I mean, unless Cena is going to have another match before that, I feel like maybe it's like there's Gunther. I mean, I do want Joe Hendry to get a match against him because he's been talking about it for 2 years now, but I don't know. I don't know
if John Cena is going to pick him or not.
Right.
It's already. I mean, obviously, he's already picked his opponent. He knows who it is, but
I would think so. But then they had the where I talked about where they did have the backstage stuff again, where at least Punk, where Jay said he's going to team up with Punk against the Vision, and they had the backstage. I mean, at least there was some kind of thread to the storyline with it. I like this segment how they did it. I do feel like Jay is eventually going to turn heel. It's just, are they willing to not sell as much merch? I don't know.
I said last time we talked about, they sold all they're going to sell. Every kid got glasses. They all got it now. There's not many people. If you're into it, you bought it.
Right. And you're probably right. I mean, how many colors of Yeet glasses? Because that's all it is at this point now, is they're adding different colors.
Up with the city. Exactly.
Yeah. And then they sometimes will have a little, like, he'll have his shirt will be a little bit different with it, as of like this was like the run-ish back, but then there was the other. Yeah. Penta's got like the ever-evolving entrance. They keep adding stuff to it. I like that one. Like it wasn't initially just like the spiral thing and then the fire, and now he's got the cane pyro from the corners. I like this. I'm into that.
It's graduated. Graduated from the back.
Yeah, I mean, I do like Penta's work is fine in the WWE. He gets over well. His matches are fun. They're gonna have a few mistakes here or there. That's just the lucha style. I like this feud though, Penta versus Americano. Every time I see Americano, I think of what you said. The hell's gonna happen when Gable comes back? I'm so curious.
That's gonna be the best part. That's gonna be the best part of it.
And it's good. I feel like they're kind of just treading water until then, but he's got to be coming back soon. It wasn't like he had like a major surgery. I don't think they said he was going to be out for 6-10 months, and he's been out since what, July, June, something like that.
Kaiser's good at this stuff too.
Oh yeah, he's great. No, he
posted that picture of Kaiser with Grande. It was pretty funny. I'm like, how is that? That's gotta be like,
he's really, and honestly, with where he was going with that, I'm sure they probably would have had some stuff for him as the heel Ludwig Kaiser, but
not like
this is kind of like this was perfect for him. This is he worked with the hand he was dealt. They had it wasn't planned because Gable got hurt, but I mean, it works out, and he's a great wrestler. Like he's great in the ring. He's got fantastic timing. Penta stole the win, and then the Americanos attack. I mean, it's just
couldn't get any more whiter people in the ring.
I know, and I love how short they are with it too. Like it's so blatantly obvious. I don't know, it's fun. And then they show up on NXT later on too. So remember we talked before about the stuff I liked about like Asuka and Kairi about with the Kabuki Warriors. This vignette, like this kind of stuff is great with them. It's hard with the language barrier and how they speak.
They put the subtitles up there.
Exactly. It was perfect. It worked, and what they said worked. And I mean, heel Asuka is great because we all know how vicious she can be. So I like this. This really, really, really worked for me. And then the segment that probably worked the most for me was next with my boy Dominic Mysterio. I fucking love this kid. I laugh at myself about how much I enjoy this guy's work. Every time he's on my TV, I smile. I like what he does. He's a shit heel. He comes out, he's trying to get his celebration and talking about being the best ever and blah, 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 and gets interrupted by who else but his dad. And I mean, this couldn't make any more sense if it wanted to. I mean, we're setting up to have a match at the baseball stadium in San Diego. Ray versus Dom in San Diego, in the stadium where the Padres play. That's on.
The winner gets to play shortstop.
I mean, the road, it's literally on Tony Gwynn Drive or whatever, or Tony Gwynn Way or whatever it's called. I mean, come on. Like, it's set up so perfectly. Winner gets to throw out the first pitch at opening day. I don't know. It's to
play shortstop. Mexicans are great at shortstop. Makes 100% sense.
That's a valid point. I just thought I thought I think isn't San Diego like competitive now? I mean, me growing up, the Padres were always terrible. Okay, well there you go. But I thought this was great. I mean, obviously we're gonna have a great segment with the two of them back and forth, and then Dom tries to take a swing at Ray and Ray blocks it. 619. I mean, no notes is all I got to say about this segment. I just loved it. I wasn't expecting it. I hadn't heard anything about like Rey coming back or whatever. And that just the moment his music hit, it was just, I just clapped like, yep, that's exactly what it should be. You're leading to the match, the 619 in the 619. It just makes too much sense.
Now, obviously, you would know the answer to this question, but nobody else would. Who grows hair quicker, him or me? I didn't say. I'm not saying longer. I'm saying faster.
I mean,
and for people that don't know, my hair is really long right now.
I was gonna say, for your age, I would say you, because usually, I mean, Dom's still in his 20s, where his hair is growing at the other tabs. Yeah, no, your hair's going down. That's it is. God, it is crazy how long his hair got, though. But I'm all for this. I'm so stoked for Dom versus Rey in San Diego for the Intercontinental title. Sign me up. No,
You think Rey wins that?
No, but I think because Dom cheating somehow. Because
I think Rey actually wins this.
Maybe
in a weird sort of way. I don't know why. I just have a feeling
it could work. I mean, Dom's had the title since Mania, so it could.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just give him a little break. Let him go down and do Triple A stuff and take a break, take a vacation.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. There's either way, there's no issue. Maybe make it for that. Maybe it could even be for the AAA title. Yeah, there's a lot of different options.
Yeah,
but in San Diego, in the ballpark.
Yeah. Ray can win, but I don't want to see him long term because his body can't take long term. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I feel like he can't be that. I mean, similar to AJ Styles, John Cena, he can't be that far off of retirement. So then we had you have the women's tag match coming up next, the Kabuki Warriors, but Becky comes out and cuts a promo on the desk first, and this was good stuff. I mean, the way what did she say about because they were in New Mexico? The only thing good about your town is they had a show about how much math you guys all do, talking about Breaking Bad. I don't know if you watched that, or if you saw, if you paid attention to Wade Barrett, the moment she says that, he immediately lifts up his microphone up from his headset and just starts dying laughing because it was a great line. It was a really good line from Becky.
Yeah, heel Becky is the only thing I like on the women's roster right now.
This heel Becky, it's not big time Bex. Like
no, but that's good too. But she excels in a heel role.
She's great. Yeah, the big time Beck stuff, there was parts of it that were good, but just it wasn't fully fleshed out. This is, and like how she came in immediately and like bitching about the Vision and her husband. No, I loved all of this. I'm a big fan. Like I said, there were certain things that I really enjoyed on the show and certain things not as much. But this, Becky, I did.
Who's she going after?
I don't know. I mean, is it still Maxine? Maybe. I don't know. I think she's just kind of coming up to talk shit. I don't know where she goes from there with it. Because Maxine lost and moves to the back of the line. I really don't know where it is. I think that's kind of what she was up here being pissed about it.
Yeah. I was just thinking of who's she gonna go at? Who's gonna?
Yeah, no, I just
she's tried twice now with Lyra and Maxine.
And they are both more over than they were before, but I mean, you're not gonna, not that much better.
That's a.
And then you had the match of, I called this match, what was it? The Kabukis versus the Kookies. Yeah, I mean, you had Crazy Bailey and the Bird Lady versus the Kabuki Warriors. The Kabuki Warriors obviously had to win this match because they're going too quick. I mean, they're set up, I assume, at SummerSlam, Survivor Series. They're probably going to be going for the titles in a match there. I would think. I'm not exactly sure what War Game's going to have for the card, but the Kabuki Warriors won. They had to, and then they were beating up Lyra and Bailey afterwards, and the babyfaces come out and make the save. Great. I do think this is a good spot for Charlotte and Alexa because, if they're not doing the tag team, they have to be in the title mix, and it's kind of there's a log jam at the top. I feel like at this point,
it's so weird that I forget people are even on the show until they pop out.
Well, the problem
I totally forgot these two were tag team champs. I really did. I forgot.
Yeah. Well, with the women's tag champs, you're technically allowed to be on all shows, which is
fine. But
which is fine. Yeah.
Forgot.
No, I get you. No. And I honestly did too. There was like the beatdown coming, and then I was like, oh, right, because they're going to be going for the tag. And that is what they said in the vignette, the promo backstage. The Kabuki Warriors are going for the titles, and that works. And honestly, I could easily seeing them winning them if they wanted to, and that would make sense for them to win it. They'd be a tag team. And then, like I said, I still think it's going to end up with them breaking up to have a singles match at Mania. That just makes the most sense. The Kabuki Warriors. And then we had them. Was there any other segments before? No.
I was keep my mouth shut during this whole thing. By the way,
Natalia's book has come out, and there is talking about her on her book tour. If I wish I need to do more audio books. I don't have as much time to read, but I would be interested in her book and her story. I bet that's a pretty in-depth and good story. Then we had the tag team title match, Judgment Day versus Team AJ Lee. Cool. Like, this was fine. This was fun wrestling. This was, again, what AEW probably should have been. When you watch this, it's just kind of and then Dom tries to get involved.
I missed the part. What happened to where the people brought out the lights there? What triggered that? I missed this part. Like, something happens in the match, obviously, where the fireflies come out, and I couldn't think. I didn't see it, so I don't know what happened.
Honestly,
I tuned out for a moment.
No, I was getting food in the kitchen, and I came back and saw the lights. I'm looking on I'm not exactly sure where the fireflies came out. If anybody knows, please leave it in the comments. I'm sure someone will know and let us know. We have awesome people who leave great comments for us, and I really appreciate every single one of them. No, I'm not exactly sure why.
Something went down.
Yeah,
obviously something went down with Bray Wyatt influence, and they brought it out. So
I'm not exactly sure within it, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me with because I know Finn and Bray had not only a good rivalry, but a lot of history with their
because it pissed me off because I actually was into this match and I went to go to the bathroom and came back and saw it and missed what I wanted to see anyway. It was like one thing I actually wanted to see, and I missed it.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, no, and I'm not 100% sure exactly what happened with that. I was trying to find it in the repeat of it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, they won't actually.
Yeah, but then Dominic tries to get involved. Sheamus stops him, so clearly, after Rey, or maybe even before Rey, Sheamus is going to try. Sheamus needs to get the Intercontinental at one point just so he can have all. It's the only belt he hasn't won.
Just give him to him, let him retire. That's fine,
right? It's like when a baseball player or any athlete like signs with their first team. Like Nomar Garcia-Perez signed with the Red Sox for one day, or was it Jerry Rice signs a 1-day contract with the Niners so they can retire as that? Yeah, no, I'm with that.
Yeah, dude, Sheamus is 47, dude.
I know, and I mean, and he's in great shape, but there's a point where
we're getting to that point where there's a lot of AJ Styles right here for one. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch,
Rey Mysterio, which is one of the reasons why, like, I'm not worried, like, I'm not as pushy where people I do think Trick is ready, but he doesn't need to come up because he's doing fine where he is. But like people Oba's going up, Ricky Saints is going up. There's maybe, but there'll be room coming up soon. Like, not everybody's gonna be able to keep going wrestling the fine. And then they said that you're with what you said with Adam Pearce made the announcement of the first round matches is like what is it, like Rusev versus Priest and Nakamura versus Sheamus.
Yeah, none of those four are gonna win, folks. Spoiler.
Yeah, right. I'm not even sure if any of those four would make the final four, honestly. Like, they made the Sweet 16, but and two will make the Elite 8, but that's probably the end of it, of where it's going. But then we had the main event, Jey Uso and CM Punk versus The Vision with Paul Heyman. And this was fun. This is what you expected it to be. I was wondering if Jay was going to turn on him in this match. I was hoping not, because I thought that would have been too soon, but it was fun. I mean, the match was fine. You knew what it was going to be. Ended a double count out because no one needed to win or lose. Didn't really make a difference. It was just about them beating each other down. But really, it was also that Logan could come back out, act like he's going to, team up with Punk and Jay and do a 3-on-3 situation. But the moment CM Punk turns his head, he gets knocked out. Now, the reason this is interesting to me is I had been saying that I thought War Games was going to be the Wyatts versus the MFTs, some version of that. Even if it was just 4-on-4, that's fine. That saves us, an extra 4 minutes of time with people coming in so they can have the finish. But once they released the Survivor Series poster with the Vision on the poster, like in a cage, you kind of feel like they're going to be part of War Games. So Do they have more people join them? I'm not sure. I'm
don't
more
know.
interested now into what they do with War Games. I wasn't as intrigued. I just thought it was going to be Wyatts and MFTs just beat the snot out of each other. It'll be a spectacle. It'll be a bunch of crazy moves. But I'm curious about this. I don't know what they're going to do.
They could always do War Games and War Games for one group and a classic Survivor Series match for the other.
I am not opposed to that. I always enjoyed was it Teams of 5 Strive to Survive or Teams of 4 Settle the Score? Is that what it was? I don't know. I always liked Sir Classic Survivor shit. I've always been a big fan of elimination matches, just in general. Like if it's a fatal 4-way, like if it was just a 4-way elimination match, I've always been a bigger fan of that. I thought it's why I like the Elimination Chamber versus a lot of like other things with it. But no, that's a good way of putting it. Maybe they might do
that because they're both two different shows. One's on SmackDown,
and it would be and
there's no women's one that we heard of, so it's good
that we've heard of yet.
There can't be.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not gonna say there can't be, but there shouldn't be because there's no feud right now going where anything like that needs to happen.
And I mean, do we really need 4 War Games matches in 2 weeks, 3 weeks? It'd be 3 weeks, yeah. Because I know there's a women's and a men's Blood and Guts for AEW, but that's War Games, same thing. And then we're gonna have, and that's on November 12th, and then we're gonna have Survivor Series on November 29th. Like Jesus. I don't need that much War Games in my life. Maybe I don't know. But I'm excited. We'll see what happens. But I think that's the best plan. Because I mean, what even for the female stories would it work to have anybody really team up?
None, right?
None. So just have the women's tag match. That would be great. Women's tag match, Dom versus Rey. You could figure out a men's War Game, a men's Survivor Series style match. That's 4 matches, but the Survivor Series match and the War Games match are going to take time. Boom, done. There's your card. I'm into that.
We'll see what they do. We'll see how they screw us up. The idea is out there. Let's see what happens.
Yep. All right, and then I guess the other thing we can get into is the NXT really quick. And again, not as big this week, but it's still a fun show in its own parts.
The one good thing about NXT is while I've been bored with Raw and SmackDown, I'm really never bored with NXT. There's always something happening. It's entertaining me, which I like.
Yeah, that's what I always say about NXT. It doesn't always have to be the best show every week, but I'm always have the most fun. There's
and it's not the best show either. It's the most entertaining thing. It's great.
Yeah, and it moves quick. You get a lot of, and you get some fun stuff. And then, like I've said, I like watching people improve. And the opening match was fun, where you had Tatum Paxley and Lola Vice versus Fatal Influence, and actually the 6-woman tag, because Izzy Dane was in it too, as the 6-woman tag match. And it's great. It's good stuff to get. I mean, as we've said from the beginning of this time watching NXT, Lola Vice has gotten herself super over. She connects with the crowd. JC Jane is the best heel on the show, just period, male or female.
Vice is nice and all, but JC's the best. I'm sorry.
Oh, she's absolutely. I mean, yeah, and she led this match.
I'm conductor of the train, and people are just jumping on now. So welcome. But I've been there from the start.
Yeah, and I'm watching it now, and I'm again, just like I said earlier, like I'm watching Raw or watching any show to be entertained. So I will watch it with optimism to be entertained. But when I watch her now, because I know we've been putting her over, and she led this whole friggin' match. Like those are my notes on this match. It was like she was running the show. She was talking to people. There was points where she was in like the other corner, like on getting heat, getting attacked, and she was like talking to the other girls, making sure they knew what to do. Fallon Henley's pretty experienced, but the other girl in Fatal Influence is not. So it was just she was leading the show really well, but making sure that the baby faces got over. I mean, Paxley's got a lot.
You know what she is? You know what she is? She's a female Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. No, you're right. No, and she's like a general out there on the. It's like where you have a good team captain, where it's like, oh, it's like having a manager or a coach out there on the field or the pitch or the ice or whatever. And she was great with it. This whole match, you could tell she was running the show with it. Fatal Influence gets the win. They talk shit. I mean, she's a great heel. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets called up sooner than later, but she's doing great with what she's doing on NXT. I enjoyed it. I really did.
I'm not going to say anything bad about my girl. So.
No, of course not. No, it's great. Now, I'm glad I let it in with that way with where I was saying, because if she goes up, they need to find some sort of heel replacement, and they've started at least to see what they can explore those routes with Kelani Jordan, which this was a moment watching her turn heel in this promo. All I was thinking of, this is why NXT exists. She was like the bright-eyed and naive baby face initially, and then she came into the more of the tough girl baby face, and then people were booing her with the TNA, and she's become a heel within it. And that's what you need to do in NXT. Get all figure out everything you can do. Work baby face, work heel, work tweener, whatever it is. But I enjoyed this for that purpose of it. I really did. I thought
she
that
does
was great.
smug little face. It works for her.
It does.
She's when you're a woman heel, you need a slappable face, and that's not being mean, folks. I'm just saying that's what you got to think.
It's a female heel. It's also like a male heel who's not like super big. Like the example I can think of is Sammy Guevara. He's got a very slappable face, and it works for him. Or like Miz when he was like the big heel of it. Like he's not a big guy, so it's not like big scary heel. It's just like, I just want to slap the shit out of you heel. And and I thought it was great how she cut this promo. I was surprised to see it happen, but it makes sense. I kind of figured once she started leading like Team TNA and going this way, it made sense, and I liked it. And then we had America.
They definitely followed through with their plans with her.
Yeah, oh, exactly. Yeah, and that's part of it.
She's learning quick too, dude. She's learning real fast.
Yeah, because she has not been doing this that long. Again, her like lash led. There's certain people that are the epitome of why you have the NIL program. Like, this is what it's supposed to be. You come in with no background, you learn.
Specifically on her though, she just came up and she was first day, she was just a smiling gymnast, and now all of a sudden she's a two-faced heel.
It's great.
That's less than 6 months, I think, right? A year.
I mean, I'd say it's about a year probably, but since she's been doing,
that's quick.
It was 6 months of her being like the cheery babe, the cheery naive baby
starstruck
face, and then
person.
and then it's in the last 6 months whenever she won the North American title, she kind of like came into her own as like a stronger baby face, not naive. And then she turned heel with it, and honestly, it makes a lot of sense in the progression wise. It's natural with it, and I feel like with NXT,
it's not a full year yet.
I don't think so.
No, that's quick. That's means someone's learning fast.
Putting the work in, getting the reps. I mean, that's why she went down and worked in TNA. Get the reps in. That's somebody who wants to succeed, and that's again what I end up loving about NXT and certain people with it. Like maybe their character or their work isn't the best, but you see them putting in the effort. Her character and work is awesome, and she's getting better and better with it. And she's working Tuesdays and Thursdays, so you can't beat it. And then we had America. Speaking of working twice in the week, Americano back again. This one was a speed. I think it was a speed championship match.
So they just dropped the speed thing off of Twitter and just put it on NXT now.
Because it was a deal with Twitter, and they didn't renew it. It was a year or X. But I think it was 1 year that they had the deal where those matches were exclusively.
It's better here with this crowd. It's better here.
It is, and the way it was done on X, like. I mean, you didn't get a chance to get a background in it. And then honestly, too, like all the matches were usually like filmed either before NXT or before I went to SmackDown and a Raw this year. Both those shows, the dark match before the show was a speed match. And it was fine. Josh Briggs is good. Like we see they're trying to put more effort into him. He's a good big heel. I like him, but it made sense. Obviously, Americano had to win because he's got to keep the speed title.
Briggs is a project.
Yeah, it's been
interesting so far. What they've been doing with him. Like he started off with what was it, Briggs and Stratton?
No, it was not Stratton was the joke name. It was Jensen. It was Jensen.
Fun of
the
company.
Yeah, no, but then the thing was, I called him Brooks and Jensen, which I got the other name.
Yeah, the
Brooks
country
and
singers.
Dunn. Yeah, exactly.
Brooks and Dunn,
but
Jensen.
It worked out. But he's also they've sent him over to Japan. I think it's only the one so far, but I mean he's a project, but he's still young. He's got plenty of time. He's a beast. He's a big size, but I think he works as a big angry loader heel, but it was fun. And then I think they had there was the was the sit down interview next day? Yeah, they did the Trick and Ricky Haynes little sit down. You know, I still don't understand. Like, yeah, they're setting up for the Madison Square Garden show.
Yeah.
Again, what does Trick have left to do? Like, he keeps putting people over and losing. Unless he's going to win the belt back and Ricky's got to chase again, I don't know what else Trick needs to do. I don't know. I get kind of confused by that.
Yeah, they're in that. We talk about it every week. They're in that situation where they just have no spots. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah,
even though you got you have at least 4 or 5, possibly 6 people that can go up tomorrow, and you wouldn't miss a beat.
Yeah. But except for there's nowhere to put them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah,
like an NFL roster has 53. If
right,
if your 9 practice squad guys are all really good, you can't put them on the 53. You got to put them on the practice squad.
Right. Like, yeah, no, like eventually they're gonna get cut. No, it's a good point. It's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. I get kidded. I'm excited for the match because it's gonna be great. But what else does he do afterwards? Because I assume Ricky keeps the belt. Then we had the Zarya and Red Sinclair match for the for the speed. It was just the first round tournament, right? I don't know if it was the semifinals or not. I love Ren Sinclair. She's great, but at this point, she's kind of in where Chelsea Green was when she first showed back up, where she lost the Royal Rumble, where she was like the fastest knockout ever. And that's but she's and losing, but still kind of picking up some cachet with the audience because people do love her and she is great and she's a great worker and she takes a beating well. But also Zarya needed to get this win here because she's been getting shat on for the last few months, which I'm surprised they still have Sol Ruca out there. I feel like at some point she's got to go focus fully on the rehab, doesn't she? I mean, that's a serious
you can squeeze it. I mean, you're not rehabbing 24/7. Right.
And there's and it's not like I keep thinking like, yeah, she's not it's not like she's traveling. It's NXT. You're staying in Orlando the whole time.
Yeah, usually you do rehab depending on how you are 3-4 times a week. And it's usually during the day because that's when places are open. So you got to go there.
Right. Yeah, that's when the doctors work. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. It doesn't people have a misconception about rehab, having been through it many times. It's clear, concise, and it's during the week. And you can work on the weekends on your own.
Yeah, and she's not traveling. I was thinking more like the travel side of it with the rehab of like why people can't work because you can't travel with
you can't. You shouldn't go up in the plane.
Yeah. So they also the backstage segment after Kelani cut the heel promo where Tyra May Steele talks some shit to her and then challenged her to a match, which was again they're doing great with Tyra May Steele. Like obviously they've got a lot of hope for her. She's the female Kurt Angle in the sense because she's the Olympic gold medalist and she's got clearly athletic talent for days. She's got some good charisma too. She's gonna be great, but they're not trying to rush her. Like they didn't have her win this match and become the TNA Knockouts champion, which is good.
Right.
But it was fun. She's great. You can see all the skills within her. They know what they're doing with her, and they're gonna slow build. But then Santino comes.
Future baddie for Jade Cargill.
Could be. Could be. Yeah, and Santino challenge it, so it's going to be Jordan Grace and Xia Li versus Kelani. I think that's at Turning Point, which is next Friday, the 14th.
Yeah, they do those Friday things.
Yeah, because that's how TNA does it. They do the Friday paper. I guess they're pay-per-views, but if you have TNA Plus, they're free. And then like the big 4 are the Sundays: Slammiversary, Bound for Glory, Genesis.
It's not a bad schedule for those guys though. No. They come in, they tape like a month worth of shows, and they do a Friday thing, and then they maybe do a Sunday, once every 4, whatever they do. It's great.
Yeah, I feel like they do need to start going live sooner than later, especially once they get their deal. But until they get the deal, and then we had Javon Evans versus which one of the Saquon Sugars from Dark State? I am terrible with their names. There's 4 of them. I'm bad.
I was going to say Saquon Barkley.
I always want to call him Shadir. I always want to call him Shadir Sanders. I get it. I go up the other way. Yeah, I always think it's Dion's kid. It's fine. I mean, this match. I mean, it's Dark State's fine. They are what they are. There's but I mean, Javon Evans is great. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, Dark State needs work. That's all. That's what we're here for. So what we're here to do. They're
exactly.
Very green. They suck right now. They just need work. They need
They
work.
suck. Yeah,
They're big guys. They know what they have the talent. You can see it.
Yeah. No,
so
I
you
agree.
just got to work it.
Yep, exactly. And that's what this is for. And that's why there's 4 of them. So they don't have to get shown and exposed every week. But Javon obviously had to win. Javon's the one where it's all getting put into. But yeah, next week it's Ricky Saints versus Trick Williams in a last man standing match for the NXT Championship. And then it's El Grande Americano versus Jasper Troy for the Speed Championship. That'll be fun. Yeah, and I know Blake Monroe is going to have some sort of, I don't know if it's going to be a match or a presentation or something at Gold Rush, but Gold Rush is, it's the next 2 week. It's the next 2 weeks. It's, what is it, the 11th and the 18th? Or is the 18th and 25th? I don't know. But it's the 2 shows at Madison Square Garden. That'll be fun. Those
now,
will
last
be good.
last man standing matches are the one where they have to count, make it up by a 10 count, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. I get confused because I do watch AEW and I get confused by some of their rules sometimes. So I gotta make sure the rules are the rules. The way you're supposed
I was gonna say it's what AEW calls a Texas death match. They just do them as last man standing.
Yeah, I just gotta make sure, just to clarify.
No, I understand. I'm 100% with you. And then the ending segment of the show, which was a lot of fun, was the title celebration because Ethan Page and Chelsea Green won the CML, or not CML, the AAA intergender tag titles. I think they have a different name within them, but mixed tag team champions. That's what they're called. Which were held by Mr. Iguana and I believe his girlfriend for the last, forget how long, but I think it was like 700 days or something. It had been a good while.
Wasn't it what's her name from NXT?
No, they didn't win because they wrestled a tag match, but yeah, Mr. Iguana was in a tag team with someone else who, from what I read online, I don't know how true this was, that's his real girlfriend or wife, and there was some heat with how Lola and
gossip.
Yeah, because the pictures I saw of Miss Lola and Mr. Iguana looked like they were a little bit
good. Yeah, he was faking he was injured to get her.
Was the word I was looking for.
He was faking an injury so she could cuddle with him, and he smiled to the camera. That was cool. That was good. Actually, that was good.
But this was fun. And so then they have this stuff where like Joe Hendry they seem like Joe Hendry's gonna come out, his music hits, they think he's in the cake, and he comes out, cuts a little bit of a promo because obviously the next feud for Ethan Page is Joe Hendry, which actually makes a lot of sense. You know, there'll be a great work with it. I could see them having a good, even a 3-match feud where Ethan wins the first one. Maybe Joe wins the title from him, and then Ethan can either win it back or not. And they're yelling. And he has it where his partner's going to be Thea Hale, which good for her. We haven't seen her on TV pretty much since the end of Chase U. We've seen a little bit of her. She's got, I feel bad. I feel like Cornette with Terry Reynolds. She's got a lot of spunk. She's got a lot of energy, but she's small and I don't know how much talent she actually has, but this should be a fun, if anybody can get it out of her, it's Chelsea. Like these two having a tag match at one of the Gold Rush matches makes a lot of sense. I'm into that. I think that'd be fun.
It'll be interesting. She's very athletic from what we saw from Chase U days.
She was a track and field star at whatever college she went to. She's an NIL talent as well. And I always liked her in Chase U. I liked the way she used her energy and was part of the stuff. Like when Ridge Holland turned on them and attacked all them, the way she reacted to it made it actually feel impactful and not like a joke like it usually did with Chase U.
Yeah. This match also gave me the impression that there's a possibility that Ethan Page takes this up to the main roster with Chelsea, and I'm not sure I'm for that.
I wouldn't be opposed to that either, especially if like Joe.
No, I'm not. I don't like that idea.
Oh no, I mean I wouldn't be opposed to it.
I'm not opposed to it. I don't like it. There's a difference.
Okay, that's fair.
Not much of a difference, but there's a difference.
I
don't think Ethan Page is a main star. I think he's an NXT headliner, but I don't think he's a main star in Raw or SmackDown. That's all.
Yeah, and we've said that before. And the thing is, because it's that difference of how big of a star he can be on NXT, whether it's the main title, the North American title. Yeah, you put him on the main roster, like he's not going to be competing
just another
with,
dude.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I think it's one of those things. And I feel like he knows that. And from everything I've seen, he's like extremely happy with where he is. I mean, he's only ever worked in TNA and AEW in his national TV career. TNA, he didn't make any money. AEW, he made money but didn't get to do any work. Here, he gets to do good work, and I'm sure he doesn't make as much money as he did in AEW, but he doesn't make bad money. And he gets to be home with his family in Orlando. So, no, I'm all for it. But it was a fun NXT.
Did you see? Did you see the after bit of this when they got him?
Yes. What Chelsea said on
Jesus
Twitter.
Christ! You talk about a friggin' thing that they wish they probably had back. Oh my God!
They posted it. No, the thing was the fact that she said it and looked at Ethan, and he didn't break. God bless.
I broke.
What was that?
I said I broke. Holy smokes!
Oh God, no, yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, they come in covered in cake, and Chelsea says, "quote I have never been creamed on like this before," and then looks at Ethan with that look. It goes, "Wait, what?" And he goes, "Me," and he keeps it straight. Go on. If you haven't seen it, it's all over Twitter, and hell, I saw it on Facebook Reels. It's Chelsea's.
Yeah, it was very funny. I was dying, dude. I'm like, I wasn't expecting it, and I was drinking some soda, and it came flying out of my nose.
You had an actual spit take? Yes. The thing was, I was just shocked because I don't feel like they were. I don't know if they had planned that or what, but she said that trying to pop Ethan, and she looks at him, and he didn't. I give a lot of credit to him in that moment. And what is it? Alba Fire too, just because she could have popped and she didn't. I'm sure afterwards they're off camera. They didn't, but that was, yes, I did see that. I saw that this morning, and that's hilarious. That's where comedy and wrestling is good. We talk about AEW sometimes, like where it isn't good, where they have like, oh, we're gonna bring out the Halloween crew to sign the contracts. Like, no, not all, but stuff like this worked perfect. So
yeah, it was a good show. Yeah, I was actually at the end of the show, I was actually disappointed it was over. Which is
there
weird.
You go. I mean, hey, that's you can't really have a better review than that. That's how I feel like when we have good conversations with people, and all of a sudden, like I look up at the clock, I'm like, oh shoot, we've been talking for over an hour. I didn't realize. That's as opposed to sometimes you're like 25 minutes in, going, oh God, how are we getting to an hour with this one?
we have not had many. We've had
we haven't in what we have done. We have not had that in any of this. I'm just thinking of certain situations in my life. I used to interview people for a living. So, all right. Well, that was fun. I don't think there's any other news. I kept trying to see if we could catch the Dynamite ratings before they came out. Do we have them latest?
No. I just checked. No.
Yeah.
Someone else has got them besides.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
No, I just I typed in Dynamite ratings and went to just latest in all of Twitter, and we got
with Awful being on Sunday, I'm sure it'll come up in discussion.
Hey, I was just going to say, we've got the best person to come with that for Sunday. So be sure to join us this Sunday at 8:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the AltJake Takes On X account. And then back this Thursday at 8:45 p.m. Eastern for our live Dynamite review. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here, my friend?
And also available on all your podcast sources, folks.
All audio platforms. And again, it's just at AltJake Takes On. We've also do have an Instagram and a Facebook account created. You can go follow us on there. Haven't had the time to put anything on them yet, but trying to get all the at AltJake Takes On places locked in for us. So just check us out. Leave a comment. If you go on this podcast streams, give us a follow, listen to the episodes there, give us a rating. That would all of that helps the algorithm. Every comment, every like, every little share. So we appreciate each and every one of you, and we will catch you next time. Peace.
We appreciate you making it to the end of the video. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you.